Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray, joined again this week by Rich Eisen, who is the editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to have you back. Governor Newsom is still signing bills. It's been a busy month for him. No cell phones in schools has been one that he championed. What was the reason for that?
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, it was the legislation was bipartisan. There was a lot of support on both sides of the aisle. It's fairly common sense, you know. I mean, in this day and age where we're walking around with essentially very powerful computers in our pockets, one of the things that they pointed to was, it's a method for kids to harass each other and all kinds of negative things, aside from just taking their attention away from what they should be able to focus on in school. So it was a pretty popular piece of legislation this year.
Yeah, my son goes to a high school in Sacramento, and they've already got that one in place.
Well, which is a good thing to know. A lot of schools already did have this policy in place. This now makes it statewide, requires charter schools, public schools, et cetera, to all adhere to the same kinds of policies.
The governor also was pushing a report by the FBI that said violent crime was down in the United States, obviously under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He got immediate pushback from people that said, well, cities don't even report that anymore, so that this research is skewed.
Well, as with all things, it seems like in this day and age, it depends on who you ask. Yes, the FBI, by the measures that they use, violent crime is down across the board. There are some other cities, a few cities, some crime victims groups who say yes. Our surveys show just the opposite, that crime has gone up since, of course, the pandemic played a big role. We saw a big surge and everything there. Unfortunately, I think both things can be true, depending on how you ask the question, and that is pretty much where we're at with this one. It depends on how you ask the question.
Okay. Proposition 36, we're still talking about that. That's coming up for vote. That would reclassify misdemeanor theft and drug crimes as a felony. Do you think that this is going to pass? What's the public swell on this?
Well, if you believe the polls, it's going to pass, and it's going to pass fairly easily. I mean, it is significantly up over the no side.
If it does pass, would that stop or cut back a lot of things we see at a Walgreens or a Safeway or a Target store?
Not right away. I'd be very surprised if that happened right away. I think, though, over the course of time, and I think it will take quite a while for retailers to regain, some level of confidence that they could go back to their old way of doing things. Time will tell. If you're all talking about underreported things, a lot of the retailers will tell you they are not reporting the amount of theft and things that happen with them because they feel, nothing happens with it anyway, so what's the point? We will see. I don't think anything is going to change dramatically from a visual standpoint and our customer experience anytime real soon.
Not immediately. Okay, Rich Eisen, thank you. If you'd like to reach out to Rich, you can do so at rich.eisen@capitalweekly.net.